Aquaman is officially the biggest DCEU movie. That is the headline on today's Movie Burner News. I'm joined, as always, with John here, and we're just going to talk about this headline right away here, John. Yep. Comes as no surprise, it's probably one of the biggest DC releases, but it is now officially the biggest. It surpasses Batman v Superman from 2016. Is that a surprise to you?
It's no surprise to me, Stephen. No. When you look at the other DCEU films, obviously you've got like some Justice League in there, which we all know was a flop. I think it cost about what, $600–700 million. I can't remember the exact figures, but it was a flop for a release of that size. And then you've also got Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice. Yeah. Didn't do well either. Wasn't great. Prior to that, Man of Steel and also Wonder Woman. So.
And I mean, Suicide Squad as well.
And Suicide Squad, yeah. Is that part of a DCEU though? Was that ever confirmed? I think it is.
Yeah,
I think it is. So it's not. I mean,
Batman's in there, remember?
Yeah, Batman as well. Yeah. But when you look at the films, it's not a surprise, Stephen, that this is the biggest DCEU release to date. But what is a surprise is that it's just about to overtake The Dark Knight Rises, which grossed over $1 billion worldwide in its final box office grossing. So. It's an absolute monster release. I'm not surprised at all though, because it's a very, very good film. James Wan is an outstanding filmmaker, an outstanding director. I've said it time and again, Stephen, what that man actually managed to accomplish with the Conjuring franchise, taking the obscure 1970s hauntings and paranormal investigative teams. I can't remember what the hell their name is, but that wife and husband and wife investigative team from the 1970s. It'll come to my head at some point, I'm sure. But it doesn't matter. No. But what he did with that, transforming that into a $1 billion, a multi-million-pound franchise, is extraordinary. Absolutely extraordinary. So to now see him continuing that success with a big blockbuster release in Aquaman, I'm not surprised, but I'm delighted for him.
When was it Man of Steel came out? 2013?
Man of Steel, it was about 2013.
If you told me back in 2013 Aquaman would be where it is now, I would have laughed at you.
Yeah.
I would have laughed at you, and the reason for that is because
with
Aquaman.
The Justice League.
Yeah, well, we knew these were coming. You know, Batman v Superman, the Justice League was inevitable. Wonder Woman. You know, back then, Aquaman was a joke figure. We talked about this last week as well in regards to its reputation and just the sheer cosmetics of the character as well.
Yeah,
it's just
wimpy blonde.
The
guy.
Yeah, it was a terrible costume and all that. Enter Jason Momoa. He's cast as the lead role. Everything changes after that. You know, we didn't really know too much about Jason Momoa, if we're being honest. Though certainly here in the UK, until we saw him crop up in. Did he crop up in Batman v Superman? I can't remember.
Yeah, this short cameo. It was only about a minute.
But it was more the Justice League we saw him in. As bad a film as that was, he wasn't the issue. He was actually one of the better
of the best things in it.
And from then it's just kicked on. But I think Wonder Woman as well was the turning point for DC as well. I think with that movie's success, John, we can see that DC and Warner Brothers can make a good comic book film, and there's no reason to go all dark and edgy with every character that's in their arc. I said this last week. If you want to go and see dark and gritty, watch the Christopher Nolan trilogy. You're not going to top that as far as I'm concerned, so don't try and repeat it. They try to do that with Dawn of Justice. I didn't mind the extended version. I thought it was a better paced film. Very long. It's on for almost 3 hours. But it was a better cut. But this movie, Aquaman, I got a kick out of it. I did say yesterday in regards to the last 20 minutes it did drag on a little bit, but that's just me being picky. Overall, I thought it was a great cast. The visuals were excellent overall. Some of the sequences were trademark James Wan with just those long sequences, especially on the rooftops.
The Black Manta chase scene.
Yeah, Black Manta costume. That was the other thing that I forgot to mention.
He makes a comment though, doesn't he, Stephen?
I was expecting them to say "Happy Birthday, Polly," but there you are, Rocky IV reference.
When he's creating the helmet though, he creates a slightly more sleeker, smaller helmet, but it doesn't work well with the laser technology, so he says, I'm going to have to get a bigger helmet. But look, I said it yesterday and I'll repeat it again, I think the Black Manta character, I can understand why he was introduced into the film, because he obviously helped come in and maybe spice things up when it was looking like it was going to dip ever so slightly in the quieter moments in the film. Obviously when Arthur Curry, is name is off with Mira trying to find this trident. So when it looked like it was dipping down a little bit, he came in and spruced things up a little bit. But I felt like they could have took his character out and it wouldn't have made any difference to the film at all. We could have had Arthur and Mira getting off. getting the trident, and then going straight into that climactic battle at the end, and it would have shaved about 10-15 minutes off, but then again you would have lost that incredible one-shot sequence of them going across the rooftops, which was one of the best moments in the film for me.
I'm glad they put that in the trailer as well. It didn't ruin anything. No, you know, a lot of people saying, no, they're showing us too much.
There was a lot more in there in terms of action and stuff. I mean, that climatic battle, I kind of slagged it a little bit yesterday, tongue-in-cheek, saying that it was a little bit busy, but look, it was stunning, absolutely stunning. All these different creatures and warring tribes all coming together. It was amazing. I really enjoyed, what the hell's his name, Stephen? I forgot his name, Patrick Wilson. I was about to say that, but then I somehow thought it was Patrick Stewart I was about to say. Patrick Wilson was incredible as King Orm. Loved that dynamic between him and Arthur. Also the warring brothers from separate fathers. Just that dynamic. Him coming back, it's kind of like a King Arthur. Funnily enough, his name's Arthur. But coming back, the prodigal son coming back to his lands to reclaim what is rightfully his. I liked the story, I liked the actors in the main. I thought William Dafoe was incredible as Volko as this.
John, they didn't go down the road of the relationship between the two brothers being very similar to Thor and Loki. I'm glad they didn't do that.
That might come though, Stephen, because he did say we need to have a chat at the end, so they've left that open. I think we'll have seen more of Patrick Wilson and Jason Momoa going forward with these characters. I hope we get to see another Aquaman film.
I think we will.
Hopefully he'll not be as much of a dick in the next film, Patrick Wilson. He's a good actor. And
listen, they're already writing the script for this sequel because they have got this is gold, you know, and in regards to a sequel, that's a no-brainer.
Absolutely. I mean, it's going to earn well over $1 billion.
As far as outpacing Batman and Superman, I think that was always going to come. I think it's been a couple of years since that film came out now, and it didn't do well. It didn't do as much as we thought it would. There was such the way it was interpreted through the opening sequences in The Man of Steel. It had a really good start to it, but it just dragged on and on and on. The whole thing about the pacing and the look of it as well, it was too similar to The Man of Steel in that regards, but the anticipation from the audience for a Batman v Superman has been on for decades, as you know, and it was just a major letdown. I'm just glad to see we're getting this positive news coming out of DC finally, you know, because this is encouraging. We know that they've had to change the sort of plans about for. I know they've not made the big announcements that Marvel did with Phase 1 to 4 and stuff like that. They are changing things around a little bit now. The Batman movie's a little bit on hold now. Flashpoint's on hold at the moment. The Gotham City Sirens, or whatever they're called. I can't remember what the film's called now. It's a long and winded one in regards to Harley Quinn. I don't like the title, but I know the film will be good. Yeah, well, she's Margot Robbie's pub production company's come in to produce it, so they've had a couple of hits already, so I'm sure that'll be very good as well. In terms of this, as I said, Stephen, I'm not surprised to see it's done well, because when DC focus on self-contained stories with great characters, we've seen it with Marvel as well. You don't need to take the standout characters of Batman and Superman. You can go in to the periphery figures, the smaller characters. Give us a great standalone story, self-contained story, and if it's written well and you've got a good cast coming in and a great leading man or leading lady, then you will have success with it. And we've seen it with Wonder Woman, as you said. I really enjoyed Man of Steel. I thought it was a fantastic Superman film. Yeah, I loved it.
I absolutely love Henry Cavill as Superman. I was devastated when it was announced he was going away. I think they've completely underutilised that guy. I think he was one of the best things in Justice League as well. When he came in, woke up, was brought back to life when he was
reanimated.
Reanimated, and he was wiping the floor with them all. I was laughing. It was amazing seeing this guy coming back. So that's a crying shame, but I'm not surprised to see that a Jason Momoa-led film is just taking off, because he's a fantastic guy off the screen and on the screen.
Yeah, I'm happy for him as well, John. You know,
I think
he's a good guy. You know, he comes across as a great guy. You know,
I seen a video of him on the plane, Stephen, thanking all the fans. He looked very happy, so I'm delighted for him. He's a superb guy on and off the screen, and it's a great self-contained story. We're going to see more of it. Really happy for James Wan, happy for everybody involved with this film, William Dafoe, Amber Heard a lot, because it was really outstanding, and I'm not surprised and I'm pleased that it is now going to be the biggest DCEU film. Hopefully it won't remain though. Hopefully subsequent releases will just get better and better and better, because we're all DC fans. We just want to see them doing great, and now that they've shook up the hierarchy in Warner Bros and DC, I'm sure we'll get more of a consistent excellence going forward.
So that's all we've got to say on that. But we'll move on to our next article, John. This came in from Screen Rant the other day in regards to new images for the upcoming Rocketman film, which is going to be the Elton John biopic starring Taron Egerton. I had a little look at these photographs. We already got a trailer, I think, at the end of last year, sometime October time. I can't remember, around about that time.
Yeah, because we were discussing the images and Steve, and the trailer dropped.
It dropped. It was just timing, wasn't it? But in regards to the actual images, John, we'll talk about Elton John and Taron Egerton in a little moment. But in regards to these images, the first one was a black and white image. It was, we'll just call him Elton John, because he is playing Elton John. It's Elton John wearing some kind of leather jacket with tassels on it. It's very much Elton John though at that stage. You know, very
leather jacket, Steve,
very glam, isn't it? You know, with that top on as well, with the stars, the trademark specs as well. But everything about Taron Egerton from his images is. He's very, he resembles him, you know, and I know that Elton John did pitch Justin Timberlake to play him in this movie, or some movie anyway, because Justin Timberlake has got a little bit of history with Elton John in a video from maybe about 15 years ago or something like that. I can't remember.
He's a little bit too tall though, isn't he? Justin's about 6'1" or something.
I think Elton's as well. I think not that Taron Egerton's not you know, a household name or anything like that, but more. Justin Timberlake is. He's too recognisable.
Like, that's Justin Timberlake in the film. It's not Elton John.
And I'll tell you something though, that music video from 15 years ago or whatever it was, he did look like Elton John in it, but that was just, I think, after he left that band, NSYNC. I can say my music knowledge on NSYNC.
I know it, Stephen.
But we'll move on to the next image, John. And it's the one where he's sitting at the piano. Looks very much John Lennon, Imagine look there, isn't it? The hair. I know that.
Like that t-shirt, Stephen. I wear that just now.
Elton's looking very slim there, isn't he?
Yes, he was a slim man back in those days. He was. He's not fat.
But it's a great, it's got a great head of hair there as well.
Is it a wig though?
No, I think back then it wasn't.
No, it was starting to thin.
Yeah,
it wasn't quite at the stage.
You can see, you know, the actor's just embodying the character there.
It's very promising indeed. I think Taron Egerton's an absolutely outstanding actor. Incidentally, he's not had a great deal of releases. I was just looking at his IMDb. You obviously seen Eddie the Eagle, Stephen. That was a great
I like that,
story about the ill-fated Eddie the Eagle, who wasn't a gold medal winning or any medal winning athlete by any means, but he was a trier, and it was a great story, and he portrayed that story very well. He was in the likes of Legend, Kingsman. He's probably most famous for Kingsman. Robin Hood was an absolute disaster for him. He'll be wanting to make amends with this release coming out right after.
Do you remember he was linked to the Han Solo film?
I do, yeah.
I'm kind of glad he didn't get that role now.
I mean, he looked a little bit like Harrison Ford, a little bit more than Alden Ehrenreich, but I mean,
it's all about how you portray it, though.
It is, yeah. He was in Billionaire's Boys Club as well, which I did watch.
Yeah, you did watch that,
the last Kevin Spacey film.
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
He was good in it. He was good in it, so if you can... I mean, it wasn't enough to save that film though.
And just, I think it was only 3 images, John, and that last image is, I don't know where that's set, but it kind of looks like a dream sequence to me. It doesn't look
it's
real.
Funny you should say that, Stephen, because they're saying in this article, the filmmaker and Taron himself, that although everybody is saying this is a biopic film, that it may not actually be a biopic film. It's going to be more of focusing on Elton John's formative years in his career, and that it will be a sort of a fantasy musical, where they're using the songs, his actual songs, to express important beats throughout his life and emotional moments. That it's not only the character that sings, but it's going to be really fun. And then you see the filmmaker also saying that it's a fantasy version of real life. It's a true fantasy, and he's looking to create something that will entertain, inform and amaze, and many, many more. So I cannot wait to see it. It's really
is that
intriguing.
not a couple of lines from Queen there? You just said this is the real life, or is this just fantasy?
Well, there you go. And you speak about Queen and Bohemian Rhapsody. I think this will be a monster hit, Stephen. If they've got it right, and it looks like they have, I think it could do maybe repeat the success of Bohemian Rhapsody. Certainly in the United Kingdom, we've seen time and again, if you can nail a good musical film that will connect with the audiences over here. Elton John is a very popular man in the United Kingdom, and I can't think of any reason.
I think he has obviously to a US audience.
He's very popular,
but very similar to Queen. He's well known over in America, but I think they're more, their fan base is more United Kingdom. But
you're absolutely right with that. The photo, Stephen, of him on the stage at the piano, it looks like a fantasy setting, and that would probably play into what we're seeing in these quotes. It looks incredible. It looks very interesting. I'm intrigued to see how they're going to take this. Is it going to be like a sort of a Mary Poppins thing, where he starts playing the song on stage at a live performance, and then the setting transforms around him. Maybe
we saw that in The Great Showman, didn't we?
Yeah.
So the visuals are possible.
It looks very cool. Even his getup looks very cool as well. It's like baseball, glittery baseball.
Does this film have a release date yet, John? Because you know, since I saw that, it was back in September. The trailer was.
Yeah. Well, it's in post production.
It's in post production. It can't be far away then.
24th of May 2019.
I was just about to say, you know, the start of the summer. So that's not really the start of summer in Scotland, is it? You don't really get a start.
You get 1 week in June.
Yeah, the sun comes out for a day and then it's away.
We had a good summer last year.
Yeah, but listen, this film, I'm looking forward to seeing this as much as Dexter Fletcher,
who didn't get the credit for directing Bohemian Rhapsody, but stepped in halfway through and took over the mantle. So he'll be looking to continue the success into another musical project.
And I think it's coming at a sort of time in Elton John's career when he probably, I don't want to say peak, but most of his more famous songs were around about this time, this sort of early to mid 70s. I know that your dad was a big fan of Elton John.
Massive fan of Elton John, yeah.
And he's one of those guys, you know, that very much like, I don't want to compare him to David Bowie, but they have that era. And then
he's reinvented himself time and again. All the great artists have reinvented themselves.
They don't seem to reach that point in their career again, though, don't they? It doesn't matter how many times they reinvent themselves. Hello, Space Boy. It doesn't really reach those heights. That was a low ebb, you know,
from David
with the Pet Shop Boys. Yeah. But it doesn't really reach those peaks again. And it's very much like Elton John as well. But I don't think he's bothered about things like that.
You mentioned David Bowie. I'd love to see David Bowie, a film about him coming out.
Yeah, who would play him though? You know,
I know it's very difficult. But all those different classic characters that he created, the Finn White Duke and stuff like that. I mean, that'd be amazing. Stephen Lee Hall is writing this film as well. This is a guy who was involved in Billy Elliot.
Yeah.
Out with that warhorse, Victoria and Abdul. I really liked Victoria and Abdul from last year.
You reviewed that one, John.
I did review it, and he's a very good writer. So they've got the right people on board here. You've got the likes of Bryce Dallas Howard in there, Richard Madden. So you've got a whole host of great actors. Great director who knows how to do a good musical film, and a good writer in there. Great writer in there who knows how to write a good musical film, and a mixture of genre. So I'm very excited for this. I think all the signs are pointing to it being very good. I might be eating humble pie in a couple of months' time or 5 months' time, but I hope not. I really do.
Well, coming in from The Guardian, John, midweek, this was an article in regards to Steve Coogan, we're big fans of. Not just Alan Partridge, but the man as a whole. And the headline is, maybe I've just got flabby in middle age, and this is in regards to his own sort of career, which is kind of, I think his portrayal as Stan Laurel has kind of made him sit up and think about a lot of things in regards to...
And Rob Brydon.
And Rob Brydon.
He's not funny.
Yeah, he's a swine,
wrong,
isn't
Rob. He's funnier than you.
I think both of them are on,
they're both
the trip anyway. But the article is basically just about morphing from one of Britain's well-known and loved comedians and comedic performers into a drama-based actor. Now we already saw back in 2013's Philomena. 2012, I can't remember. That he has got the acting abilities to, pull off drama. Was it 2013? Yeah. I think I seen that maybe about a year or two after its release, John. I didn't see it in its initial release, but I was blown away with his performance because I knew what we were going to get from Judi Dench, was it? Yeah. But from Steve Coogan, I'd only ever seen him doing his Partridge stuff, his stand-up Paul Calf. He did this Coogan's Run, which was a 6-part series of different characters, all based in a village, which was the early 90s. And that was round about the time The Day Today came out, which we both love. I think that's the first time we saw Partridge as well. Away from Knowing Me, Knowing You. And I think the first time I really saw a serious side of the man was the time he was taken on one of the national newspapers for... I think they were spreading a few stories about his sort of lifestyle and that. And I think he took them to town on it, and it was a very impressive. I think it was a live debate, wasn't it, on one of the ITV or BBC? I can't remember, but a very intelligent person, very sharp, and he can be very serious when he wants to be as well. I actually did get his book Easily Distracted, which came out in 2015. I got it the following year for my 40th, John. from My Good Lady, and it's a phenomenal book. I have to give you it. It starts off his very early age with his brothers and his Catholic upbringing, and where it went from there into performing in college and stuff like that. And then his early TV work right up to Philomena, I think it was. It's a great read, and I have to give you it, John. But in regards to Steve Coogan, what's your experience of the man? How do you feel about his his acting abilities, how they've developed over the last few years, and would you like to see him going back to doing more comedic stuff?
Oh yeah.
You think he's still got it in his, what would you call it, his tank, that's the word, or do you think he should concentrate more on more drama-based films? Because I think he could do a bit of both, I've got to be honest with you.
I think he can do a bit of both as well, Stephen. I don't think he's done as a comedian by any stretch of the imagination. Rob Brydon's wrong. I think it was tongue-in-cheek.
I think Rob Brydon's a little bit insecure.
Yeah, I think exactly. I think he was just having a little dig, trying to get under his skin during takes in The Trip, which was a fantastic series. I think it was a series.
Well, there's a couple that I've seen. I don't know if there's a third one.
I've just seen it. I've got to be honest with you, Stephen. I've not seen it, but I've seen highlights and stuff on YouTube of them doing impersonations and things like that. Very interesting concept. It's almost like these two good friends get off on a journey, essentially getting paid to sit and eat and talk and do impersonations and have a laugh.
That's the basis of it, yeah.
But the thing in the article, he's basically saying Rob Brydon was trying to get under his skin and get him going before getting into another take by saying, look, you're not even funny anymore. And look, I wouldn't take that serious. The two of them know each other well. And as Steve actually says, I think it's probably more Rob Brydon that's insecure, because he doesn't really care if he's any funny anymore anyway. He'll just go off and do more serious drama stuff. But as you said, Stephen, Philomena, an outstanding film. He showed what he was capable of there. I've said it time and again with the likes of Jim Carrey and a whole host of other comedic actors who have developed a career through comedy, became famous for creating iconic characters and just being the funny man, but then they show that they can go off and do more serious drama.
Certainly, yeah.
Heavy films, that they've got great range. This is the same with Steve Coogan, where he's proven it that he can go off and do drama heavy films, but he's also got that comedic side to him which will never go away. No. So absolutely I want to see him getting back and doing comedy. Absolutely I'd love to see him going further into drama films like Stan and Ollie. I hope it's going to be good. I can't wait to see it. He looks incredible. He's nailed the voice, the mannerisms, just everything about the character. I seen him on, I think it was James Corden. Sadly, I was watching it. He was on it with Jude Law, and they were talking about the accents and stuff, and it's just something he's worked on throughout his life. I actually read in the article as well, he was talking about his upbringing, how he went from being wanting to be shoehorned into being a teacher, his parents doing that, but he'd always had that side to him, the personator, the entertainer in his family, and that's where he really developed this knack of taking on personas and stuff like that. So it's something he's really good at, and it's something that I've seen in the early days, Stephen. You got me into him with the likes of Alan Partridge and stuff like that. Just an outstanding character, just a character you'd hate to know in real life. He's just an annoying git, it gets under your skin, but he's hilarious to watch from afar. And it shows you, even then, Stephen, that's a character that's full of comedy, a TV show that's full of comedy, but it shows you the man's ability to act. He gets into that character, and he even says that in the article as well. There's always a degree of yourself seeps into these characters. He thinks a good 80% of all actors put themselves into each character they portray on screen. Certainly that seems like the case with him and Alan Partridge. They're one and the same person.
Yeah, imagine having 80% of Alan Partridge in you. But,
I just think of that Toblerone the field drive up to Dundee, Stephen, but not the dark chocolate ones. But isn't like them.
Listen, we're going to crack on because we've not got much more time.
No, we haven't got much time.
We're just going to end Movie Burner News with our poll of the week. We actually missed one out. We'll have to slot that in somewhere.
Missed the Christmas one
as well. The Christmas one, the Adam Sandler one as well. But
Sandler.
This one is about Will Smith, and the simple question was, which of these 4 Will Smith films is the best? And the choices were Men in Black,
very controversial choices, Stephen.
The Pursuit of Happiness, and Independence Day. And I can tell you that Men in Black won that with 40%, followed by Independence Day on 27%. The Pursuit of Happiness with 23%, and Ali, surprisingly, only 10%. I went with Ali.
I went with Ali as well, Stephen, because I thought that was an incredible biopic film. Just his portrayal of Cassius Clay was on point. It was an outstandingly crafted film, and he really drove that story going through the entirety of the running time. Yeah. Independence Day, you can understand that coming in at second. That's just one of the iconic 1990s releases. It was 96, I think, Independence Day, is that right?
That's right, yeah.
96. And he was just... Look, you take him out of that film, Will Smith out of that film, it's a joke. But you could maybe argue Jeff Goldblum as well.
We found that out in Independence Day.
Exactly. You take him out, Stephen, it's an absolute joke. The film does not hit the same. But because of his presence in that film, he transforms it. He comes in and he just makes it an incredibly enjoyable watch. One that I would go back and watch again and again for him, despite the visuals aging horrendously. The Pursuit of Happiness, a more serious drama-driven film. I believe he was nominated for an Oscar for that performance. I'm not entirely sure, but I think he was. And that was a fantastic film. I'm pretty sure his son was in that. He was a young boy in it. Jaden Smith. And that was an outstanding performance. Men in Black as well, though. We've spoken about Men in Black before, Stephen. I can't speak for you, but I've been a big fan of that. I went to see every one in the cinema, every single one. I went as a young boy to see Men in Black, and he was utterly outstanding in that as well. He's just the on-screen chemistry between him and Tommy Lee Jones makes that film. Yeah,
we'd just like to thank the 772 people that voted for that. Yeah, it's much appreciated. We always like the interactions on Twitter as well in regards to our polls, but that just wraps up this week's edition of Movie Burner News. We'd just like to thank you once again for joining us, and we'll be back again tomorrow with the blog rundown.